The one thing that has been taking up a lot of my time is 75 hard. This challenge, by the way, is not easy. I also want to mention some things that have came up throughout these first 2 weeks of this challenge so far that I maybe did not expect. Nationers, welcome back to another episode of The Realest Podcast, episode 86. Banner is, of course, right behind me. I'm gonna be completely honest. One of these episodes, this chair is actually gonna break on me. Every episode, or what seems like every episode, there's like 4 screws that kind of go through the bottom of it, and you kind of attach the legs of the chair to kind of the entire sitting part of the chair itself. And every so often, as I'm moving and as I'm just like getting readjusted, they slowly start loosening. Well, also just gravity wise too, like they're screws and they're going down. They're going to start unwinding itself. So there's a screw over there. Are there any screws? No, none underneath the mixer here, but there is a screw and a washer over there. And how many are... No screw there, so that's 1. No screw there. Wait, I'm missing one section. I have 2 screws out of the 4 that belong in this chair. So 1, I need to find the other screw, which I have no idea where it's at. The second part of that is I need to tighten up the screws, because I believe, Nationers, we might actually get a episode with a guest next week. So be on the lookout for that. First and foremost, if you guys are watching, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, so feel free to hit that subscribe button. If you guys do enjoy these episodes, of course, whether that's episode 86, whether that's episode 1, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you guys are watching on audio, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. I hope you enjoy my yap session every other Sunday. I hope you do. And most importantly, I hope you guys enjoy next week's episode if we do get the chance to get a guest on, especially before the Thanksgiving time. I'm super excited for it. So with that being said, hopefully you guys have been great over the past 2 weeks. I kind of went into today and I was like, I have every episode, I always feel like, what in the world do I talk about? There's so much stuff that happened throughout the week that I felt like I should have wrote down. I didn't. But there has been one thing in particular that has been possibly taking up a lot of my time and maybe a little bit of that mental capacity to kind of think about what in the world is going on every week. We've had 2 weeks to kind of at least digest a few new things in the world. And the one thing that has been taking up a lot of my time is 75 hard. This is a challenge where you're supposed to do 2 45-minute workouts. One has to be mandatory outside. The other could be optional. You could do an indoor, you could do an outdoor. Then you also need to drink a gallon of water, which obviously why I have my water here. You also have to read 10 pages of a book every single day. The book I'm reading has been great. Been reading 10 pages a day and hardly any more than 10 pages. Then there is more. Yes. You also have to follow a strict diet. Whatever that diet may be, whether it's high protein, no sugar, maybe you're doing a keto diet, who knows? I'll share more details about all of the things that I've been doing. But again, a part of this challenge, so we got diet, workouts, water, book. You also have to drink no alcohol, and you can't have any cheat meals. You can't have any. Now, that's probably the easiest one so far. Like, genuine, that's probably one of the easiest ones so far. Because 1, I don't drink alcohol. So, like, that's already checked off. The cheat meals, it's just like, it's very tempting, especially when I'm door dashing. I'm like, man, that food, not that I would eat the person's food, but the food itself, whether it's like a Dairy Queen or, maybe it is like a McDonald's. And I'm like, man, I could order me some nuggets right now. It'd take a little hit to my bank account, but I would have to restart the challenge if that were the case. Now, 2, now the final thing, is that you have to take a progress photo every single day. So actually, I take the progress photo, I flip all these lights around, I have a giant curtain that I take my progress photo in, and that's basically what you have to do every single day for 75 days. This challenge, by the way, is not easy. It's not easy. It's one thing to say that you could do it once a day, but can you do it once a day and complete everything on that checklist for 75 days straight? That's the method to the madness. And one part of it is to, one, build good habits, right? You want to build good habits within your day, exercise, getting out, doing something. Like for myself, I go on a walk. 45-minute walk. I have a nice route throughout the neighborhood. It takes about 45 minutes to complete. And right now, Nationers, I'm starting to complete that walk a lot faster. So that's good, especially with this foot healing. It's been great. But before I get ahead of myself, with 75 Hard, I want to mention why I decided to do 75 Hard. I also want to mention some things that have came up throughout these first 2 weeks of this challenge so far that I maybe did not expect. Because yes, this challenge is one of those like self-help challenges. I don't know the guy that actually started it. There's a guy that most people that know 75 Hard probably know who this guy is. I have an app and sometimes I forget to autofill the things that I did. And he's like, you didn't complete yesterday. He calls me a bitch too. Like it's not like a AI voice or anything, but it's just a photo with some text. And it's like, did you complete yesterday or not? And I complete every single day. It's not something I'm constantly reminded of, because I'm writing everything down versus like checking an app. However, I get called a bitch by, I think, the creator of this challenge. So all that to say, why did I start this challenge? I've always wanted to at least do it. I didn't know it's a capacity or the right timing. And I think there's one thing that I've learned throughout this challenge that I'll harp on in a sec, but it's never been the right time. It's never felt convenient to do it. I'm like, oh man, I'm in nursing my foot. Like I have no idea what I'm going to do. I was going to figure it out. Like if I was going to shoot 45 minutes of layups, I was going to do it. Luckily, we are able to go on 45-minute walks and life is good. But on the contrary to that, it was, again, just not convenient. And when there was a time that was convenient, it was when there were 75 days left of the year. And that happened to be October 17th, which was 2 Fridays ago as of recording this. I'm recording this on the November 1st. Shout out November 1st. I don't know why. I just feel like it gets overshadowed by Halloween. You know, I don't know. I think it does. So I decided to start it with 75 days left in the year. And I told myself, I woke up that day and I think I was going to bed the night before and I was like, damn, I don't feel ready at all to do this challenge. Like the video that I want to do for it, I do not feel like ready. 2 days prior to like actually starting it. So on the 15th, I was like, how many days are left? And it said 77. I was like, okay, well, let's try and scrounge together some like things that I feel like I can do. Came up with a nice intro and I was like, okay, we'll get to the intro, we'll finish it, and then we'll just work out everything from there. And again, just a super inconvenient time. But what was convenient was that there were 75 days left of the year. And that was like the biggest thing for me. I was like, I can either wait another 75 days to prepare for this, or I could just do it. And now I'm doing it. Right now is day 16 of 75 Hard. So right now, the things that I've done is really just an outdoor workout. I've gone on a 45-minute walk. Obviously, every day, you kind of work through drinking a gallon of water. You're following the diet. So those are things that kind of happen, kind of checklist and cross off at the end of the day. Now, obviously, reading, I sometimes do it in the morning, like after my workout or before my workout. But then also sometimes I just do it at night. Like it's just kind of when that feels right. And sometimes it is nice because I'm like, I just read. I'm like, I don't really want to read another 10 pages right in the morning, especially if I just read the night before. So the reason why I started 75 Hard was basically because, one, it was convenient with 75 days left of 2025. I would say the additional reason to me wanting to do 75 Hard, again, I've always wanted to do it. But I also wanted to challenge myself a little bit more than just doing the things that I was already doing. Like, I already ate generally pretty healthy. I carried a little bit more weight in my love handles, and I was always pretty active. And throughout the past few months, I haven't been able to work out at the level that I would want to, right? And this was kind of at the time at this weird tipping point where things were starting to kind of get settled back in, with the foot injury, actually being able to walk for that capacity of, 45 minutes, and then just being able to kind of stack more things onto it, because mostly throughout September, that sounded like I was crying. I was yawning. Mostly throughout September, I could only do one thing. It was like I would DoorDash. That was it I could do for the day. I would go golf. That was it. That was all that I could do for the day. And mind you, it was not for that capacity. It was not for that level of exercise. And now being able throughout October and kind of the trail end of this month, being able to stack a lot more things. Like yesterday, amazing day, by the way. I woke up, immediately went to do a 9 holes with my dad. 9 holes of golf with my dad. Probably the last time for the season, right? Go do 9 holes with my dad. That's about 2 hours. Takes about 2 hours. Then, I come back, get everything done. So like workout 1 is done. I then could do some, other things, editing wise, getting things just kind of ready. Oh, no. That's not what I did. Yesterday was Halloween. I was wondering what was going on between golf and then like door dashing. We did Halloween. It was trick-or-treating. So I didn't go walk for trick-or-treating, but like I was the one handing out candy to all the trick-or-treaters. And we had about 80 people. So obviously constantly getting up, and I was also streaming. So not necessarily so focused on the foot, but just walking around the house, watched a little bit of the World Series. And so 80 people come by. I finish passing out candy. 9 o'clock rolls by. And I'm like, okay, DoorDash is busy. We're going to go DoorDash. And that's exactly what we went. And we DoorDashed for 5 hours. So that is driving, obviously foot on the accelerator and the brake. And, that force that I'm pushing in is obviously coming back into my foot. And months before, like, this was impossible. Like, I would be able to drive for like 5 minutes. But now I'm driving for 5 hours, and I get back home, I change my clothes, I eat, and I go on a walk. So I stacked 9 holes of golf, Halloween trick-or-treating, up and down, getting up, walking to the door, back down. We're door dashing for 5 hours, and then we're going on a 45-minute walk. And today, my foot, 1, doesn't feel sore. 2, feels great. Like I could do probably half of that again, maybe without the golfing, trick-or-treating, a little less of the DoorDash. But if I did DoorDash for like 4 hours or 3.5 hours, I would feel fine. And so again, challenging myself a little bit more than the normal, right? Especially with the exercise, reading a book. Like I prefer audiobooks, and especially if I'm going on walks, I might as well just plug it in, listen to what they have to say, and let it be what it is. So being able to challenge myself and stack more things onto my plate. And now, there are some things that maybe if you are thinking about doing 75 hard, and yeah, like I mentioned, it feels super easy to do for like one day, maybe a few days, maybe for a week. But how do you stack that into 10 days and then 15 and 20 and 30 days, 40 days, 50 days? And then, okay, wow, 50 days, you're quite the ways in. You're 3.5 ways of the way done pretty much. And how do you finish strong? You feel like you've done this forever, and it's like, wow, only 25 more days. 2/3 of the day. Yeah, so 2/3? Why did I say 3/5? Math was so wrong. I was thinking that 4, I was like, okay, so at like 5, like it's 15 times 5 is 75. And so I was like, 3.5 is 52 of 15. So the math like made sense in my head. I just didn't explain it very well. But how, again, do you stack these days? Not just stacking activities, but you might be working. You might be working 8-hour days. You're full-time at your job. Maybe you're part-time, maybe you also have kids. Maybe you're raising like a child. And if you are any of those people that maybe have a lot on their plate beyond just doing a challenge like this, like my job is content and DoorDash. It's great. I enjoy it, right? Those jobs pay for the lifestyle that I have right now, the living situation that I'm in. Some people are paying so much in rent. Other people are just trying to get by paycheck to paycheck, again, maybe with kids, for themselves, whatever it may be. How do you, I probably have one of the easiest lifestyles, right? So I can't say what it looks like if you're juggling an 8-hour shift 5 days a week. I don't know what that's like. I'm not living that lifestyle right now. I've never lived that lifestyle. I've never had to work an 8-hour shift, 40 hours a week, maybe raising kids, maybe raising a dog, who knows. My journey with 75 Hard is very easy right now. It is, again, also part of the content that I'm making is 75 Hard. So like that's already part of it. So I've been recording on my camera, been recording on my phone, and it's been nice. I have a system. And maybe that works for you. Maybe having a system, having a set schedule. The one hard part that, again, maybe I can't share is that. I can't share the full workload of a full week of work. But what I can share is some things that maybe I can at least attest to in my own experience. And like I mentioned earlier, and the thing that I really want to mention is that nothing about this challenge is convenient. Nothing about it is convenient. It is supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be challenging, right? It's supposed to kind of push your limits, test yourself in a way. You said that you're going to get these things done. You're going to have to do this 75 times over the next 75 days. And that doesn't mean you just blow through workouts and, I got 5 workouts done in one day. No, it's every single day. You're doing 2 45-minute workouts. You're not doing one 90-minute workout. You're doing 2 45-minute workouts. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be challenging. Get out there following a diet, right? I eat pretty healthy for the most part. Like I do track my calories. I didn't necessarily while I was like in a boot because I wasn't exercising, right? But the other side of it is, in America, we maybe don't track our calories a whole lot. Fast food is a very easy option. How do you balance that diet? For me, what I eat 1 sourdough bread a day in the morning with some cereal, milk, right? After that, maybe it's a teriyaki bowl. Maybe it's a protein shake. Maybe it's, again, maybe what's my mom's making for dinner that day. Because I wake up extremely late. I then eat, and then maybe before I stream or during stream or maybe even after stream, I'm eating something. That maybe is a homemade French dip sandwich. Maybe that is like a chicken tortilla soup, wild rice soup. Maybe that is like a burrito, right? Then on top of that, after all of that is said and done, at the end of the night, maybe it is a burrito to kind of get my calories up to 2,000. So I'm on a 2,000 calorie diet. As of right now, today, I have eaten that's not true. It's 340 after breakfast, but I did not add my teriyaki bowl. And, I use this app called Chronometer. It's very nice. It's super easy to use. It's completely free. And so maybe if you are looking for an app that you might enjoy, maybe that's the app. And so I'm looking at everything. I'm looking at my calories. I'm on a 2,000 calorie diet. They're saying on this app, with the exercise that I've given today and obviously throughout the entire week. Now, yes, I work after midnight. Like I do work after midnight, whether that is door dashing or whether that is, the 45-minute workout, right? So it calibrates my calories for that next day. But again, you're taking an average over the course of 7 days. You're not taking everything that you ate for that day, right? So like, obviously, yes, you're eating 2,000 calories a day, but on average, what is that? So like, yes, my calories that I could eat roll over into the next day just because of the system. But you take your average generally for the entire week. So like, let's say you ate 1,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, and 2,000 to make 7. You did eat 2,000 calories basically every day, but it does lower down a little bit because of that 1,000 calorie day. So right now they're saying I could basically eat 2,500 calories That's 2,500. And I'm at 810. I am limited to under 2,000. So yesterday, 1992. The day before, this is Thursday, 1997.6. The day before that, on Wednesday, 1982.2. The day before that, 1998. The day before that, did I not calibrate what I ate? There's no way that's at 12:11. What? There's no way that's at 12:11. I know that I ate more than this. And mind you, I write all the things down too, of what I eat. Oh, maybe did it get put into the next day? No, it shouldn't have. Maybe it did. Maybe I'm actually behind. But again, it happens. You're going to make mistakes. Nothing is actually going to be perfect. And this challenge is not going to be perfect. And what I would advise anyone that's maybe starting this challenge, whether you need to write down your routine, maybe you need to get off your phone a little bit more and go read a book. Maybe you need to get off your phone and go on a walk, right? That's 45 minutes you could be walking. And like, I would look at my screen limits and my screen time, and I'd be like 3 hours on Instagram a day. It's unhealthy. It's not good, right? It's a lot of time that I could be spending on other things. And so I have a screen limit on apps like social medias, like Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, things like that. So I have a 30-minute screen limit. I get 30 minutes on it a day. If I do go on it any further, maybe that is to reply to people, important things, and most importantly, having an intentionality going to it. So I'm not just like reply and then start looking at stories. There's intentionality behind it. Now, yes, there are times where I'm curious. I'm like, okay, like what are they doing? That is my intention. It's not just me swipe, swipe, swipe. Old TikTok challenge, by the way. So one of the hardest things is that balancing literally everything that you are doing. It is not easy to do that. And again, I might have the schedule right now that applies everything very easy. I wake up, I do a workout. I wake up and I eat, do a workout. At the end of my night, I go work out. I read a book, do the things I need to do, and I go to bed. Now, 75 hard again, hard, challenging, inconvenient. It should be that way. Change is hard, and I think as long as you tell yourself and are disciplined enough to tell yourself, and whether you do need a coach, whether you do need someone there to help you, I'm doing this by myself. I'm keeping my progress. I'm sharing my progress every single Friday pretty much. I shared it today because I also was up until like 6 a.m. in the morning last night, which was kind of long after 5 hours of door dashing. But it is one of those things where I'm keeping myself accountable. And if you aren't going to do those things, you have to look yourself in the face, and there's no excuses. If you said that you're going to do it, there's no excuses as to why you aren't accomplishing the things that you said that you were going to do. And maybe the guy is right. Maybe I am a bitch for not pulling together got my 45-minute workout, my outdoor workout, my progress photo. Yep, I drank a gallon of water, my 10 pages, no cheat meals, and followed a strict diet. I promise you that if you ever do try this challenge and do try 75 hard, feel free to leave any comments. Like there are people that comment on previous videos all the time, and I'm like, this video came out like a year ago, but I love that you're finding it now. I love that this video is like maybe popping on your algorithm, or you're just listening to it for the first time in whatever video capacity, what channel it may be on. I'm glad that video reached you and that you could still enjoy this said video a year later. And it's awesome. I love it. And even if this video reaches you 5 years later, chances are I'll probably see the comment, and any advice that I may have, hopefully having completed 75 hard, let me know in the comment section below any things or any questions you may have about 75 hard. Hope I gave you guys a good reason as to why I started. Some things and some speed bumps and maybe some road closures along the way, some changes in my lifestyle that I have had to make. being, spending less time on my phone. I've also, again, kind of seen the midsection here from like here down, just generally see a big weight loss, or just a visual contour, basically like a cut. If you've ever seen anyone cut in like bodybuilding, it's basically that. Arm definition is definitely there a little bit more. Like my arms don't feel as big. I definitely feel lighter. I meant to weigh myself this morning. I forgot to. I guess I'll have to do that tomorrow or maybe later tonight. But I've done it every single morning. So with all of that said, 75 hard is hard. I hope that I gave you guys enough tools and a little bit of mindsets and some experiences along the way to help you guys kind of start your journey. I'm only 16 days in, so I don't know what these next 60 days look like. But I'm excited, and every single day I'm building my routine, working out, eating, drinking, and reading a book. And it's been great. It's been great so far. And so I did kind of expect this video and this episode to kind of be a lot shorter than normal. I really had nothing to talk about, but as I was starting to script it, I was like, you know what? Let's talk about 75 hard. But yesterday, the one temptation was Halloween. Halloween was super fun. This entire week, again, had really no plan as what I wanted to do, maybe kind of leading up into Halloween. But then also, like, am I going to dress up? And I'm like, I don't really have the money to dress up. And like, there's one thing that I like constantly think about, and especially when I'm doing DoorDash, like I think about, I have to make a change in my lifestyle, spending habits, etc. if I want to earn more money. Because if I'm constantly like, oh, maybe I'll go buy this and go get this, and it's a lot, right? You spend money here, you spend money there, and it kind of adds up over time, right? You don't really realize it. It's like this entire week, I've like, okay, I went golfing, so I spent $27. Cool. I go DoorDash, I made $27. I made the money back. But if I didn't DoorDash, then I would be negative 27. And so I at least remain even. Yesterday, fantastic day for DoorDash, by the way. Fantastic day. I was DoorDashing for 5+ hours, 5 hours and 25 minutes. What was the actual time? Let me look it up. I think it was 5 hours and 25 minutes. This app is refreshing. Oh, I can DoorDash right now, guys. I can skip this podcast and I could DoorDash right now. I was out there for 5 hours and 43 minutes. So almost actually 6 hours worth of DoorDashing. I had an active time of 5 hours and 2 minutes. And I made $147. A lot of money. $30 or is not really. It's more like $25 an hour. Or for at least when I started to when I finished. So Halloween, again, super great. This entire week was so much fun. I started off this week, I was like, I bought these 2 pumpkins for like $10. And I bought these pumpkins, and I had some designs that I really wanted to do for them. And I was like, you know what? Let's just do something fun. Let's like do a pumpkin carving stream. Like, how cool is that? Like, I wanted to do it, and I was like, you know what? I went golfing for my workout, came back a little bit late, got the things that I needed to do to set it up, like a table. I got all the tools and got back home a little late, set it up, and we just went live. And we were live for like 2.5 hours just carving pumpkins. It was so much fun. Just trying something new, doing some things that I've seen other streamers do. Maybe that is a little bit more just like not gaming related, but just IRL. And it's been so much fun. So that was entirely fun on Monday. The next day, I like woke up and I was like, oh, Outlast is on like sale. I'll download it. I'll download it. We'll go play it. I was terrified to play this game, by the way. I was terrified to play this game. I did not want to play this game one bit. And I ended up playing it. I ended up actually really enjoying it. We watched some lore. We watched a whole bunch of stuff about it. And it was so much fun. Did the entire playthrough, normal mode. I've seen some videos of like things, and I was very terrified to play it. Played on normal mode, had a ton of fun. Super fun game. Had like 8 different chapters. I was finding documents left and right. I was finding so much stuff. I was so excited. And most importantly, all the chases were so much fun. It's a very heavy chase game. And terrified every single time. So then Tuesday, again, we play Outlast. We do some stuff with that. Wednesday, we play Phasmophobia. Have not played Phasmophobia before. My sister's played it. I've heard her be like, Susan, are you there? It's like, I don't know how this game goes, but I've seen some scary clips of it, and I was like, yeah, this maybe is not for me. I don't mind like watching horror movies, but when I'm actually in the driver's seat playing these horror games, I don't really like it as much. So Phasmophobia, we got to play on amateur just because you have to get to level 10 to get the like next kind of hardness of it, the difficulty level. We played amateur. I got to like level 7 and it was great. Had so much fun. Like ghost hunting, had no clue what I was doing. But it was so much fun. Like I just enjoyed it. It was vibes. You have to like these horror games, you have to make them like fun. It's like with a bully, you have to kind of neutralize their powers. And with horror games, you kind of have to neutralize the horror. So during Outlast, I was singing the Krusty Krab Pizza song. We were having fun. We were joking. Like the big guy, I was like, oh, it's Big Chungus. Like we just had to make fun of it. You had to not be scared of the game because you're only scared because you're scared of it. Like there's nothing really that frightening. Maybe it's a jump scare. Like, I guess the characters really aren't that, like, scary, but it's just, like, the way that it happens. They grab you and they're like, oh, it's like, oh. It's that. It's like the Nun. So, what was it? I know that I didn't stream Thursday. Why did I not stream Thursday? I don't know why I didn't stream. Oh! Because I was editing. Because I really had no horror game to play, and I was like, we're done with a few games that I played. Then Halloween, super great. Had 80 trick-or-treaters, had tons of candy. We still have probably 80 pieces of candy, I would say. If I counted, it'd probably be like, yeah, 60 to 80 pieces of candy. I just can't tell. I really can't tell. It's a wide margin. But I had a ton of fun passing out candy. Got to see some really cool costumes. There was like Loraxes. There was 2 Lorax people that came up. There was like a little kid. It was like a dozen donuts. Like they just went as a dozen donuts. That was super funny. Obviously you get like the little kids that like bumblebees or like princesses and things like that. But all the costumes were pretty fun. You know, I felt like we seen a lot of face makeup and whatnot. But Halloween was good. We got to watch the World Series, watch Game 6. I think Game 7. Oh my gosh, Game 7 is actually probably going on right now. Oh my gosh, Game 7 is. Oh my gosh, it's 4-4 at the top of the 9th. Oh, that is crazy. That is crazy. Shohei Ohtani's at bat too. Oh my gosh. Oh, flied out to left. Oh my gosh. That is crazy. Wow. Wow. Oh, wow. So it seems like the Blue Jays had a triple in the 3rd. The Dodgers scored in the 4th, singles in the 6th from both teams. So that's 4-2. And then, oh my gosh. Whoa. So in the 8th, the Dodgers just came back. They go up, they're down 3-4. And then in the 9th, Rojas scores a homer to left field. And he just ties it. Oh my gosh. This is going to be nuts after finishing this podcast, by the way. Absolutely nuts. But it is 2 outs because Shohei Ohtani just got out. Strike, and then ball. So it's a 1-2 count right now. I don't know where to look for the count, but yeah, base is empty, of course. That's wild. Oh my gosh. If only Shohei had actually homered. Ball, so 2-2 count. But yeah, watch the World Series game. This game's going to be exciting to watch once I get done with this podcast. But yeah, been super fun just to be able to keep up with baseball. I mean, the Mariners had a great run against the Tigers. Watched their like 15-inning game. Then also watched the Blue Jays series. Watched Game 7 of that. Where that when the Blue Jays came back late, scored 3 runs to go up 4-3. That was wild. Got them to the World Series as one of the best offenses, if not the best offense, the most come from behind wins this season. That was a stat that they showed. And then yeah, just started watching the World Series, watched the 18-inning game, which was absolutely wild. That game, I was door dashing. So I started my DoorDash, The game went in extra innings, and oh my gosh, I nearly finished my DoorDash. Middle of the ninth. Toronto has the opportunity to go win the game with their offense. Crazy. So, all of that to say, watched 18 innings, almost finished my DoorDash before the game freaking ended on Freddie Freeman home runner. Wild series. And now it's 4-4. Who's up to hit? That's a great question. Oh, and Guerrero. Oh my gosh. Guerrero, Bichette, and Barger. Some guys. Oh, but Guerrero's actually 0-3. He might have actually got walked, though, because Guerrero Jr. scored. How do I look at these things? I don't know how to look at ESPN baseball stuff. Anywho, it's been great. It's been fun watching the series. I'll definitely keep up with that. Just some things that have been going on in the world. There was a Cat 5 hurricane down in Jamaica, which I'm a track guy. Jamaica and track is like the GOATs. And I mean, Usain Bolt, obviously. We have a ton of just amazing talents down in Jamaica, especially just from like a track standpoint. And just to see like Jamaica get hit, just like the only country to get hit with a Cat 5 hurricane, one of the strongest this year and even ever. It sucks to see. I don't necessarily know how the aftermath looks like. I should keep up to date more with that. I just feel like I haven't heard anything. And I feel like I heard it the day that it was happening and haven't heard anything since. So I got to do some more research, at least in terms of that. But my condolences and thoughts are out to any of Jamaicans out there, whether you live there, whether you are Jamaican. Obviously, seeing the motherland get hit with a very brutal hurricane is never fun. The craziest thing we've had here in Spokane is like a windstorm and like a tornado that happened in like 2007. Which, like, our tornadoes are not that crazy. So, yeah, it sucks to see. I don't know how many. I mean, obviously we got to Melissa. So like we've had like 12 other 13 hurricanes this year, 12 before Melissa. And yeah, I feel like this is the only one that I've heard of the year. Maybe it was due to its size too. But if you know anything about the hurricane itself, feel free to let me know down in the comment section below, because I've only really heard about it, and I feel like I have not heard about anything since, but I do know that it happened. I do know that it made landfall, and so prayers and thoughts out to all of those in Jamaica. We'll end this off on a good note. Dictionary.com revealed that the word of the year is 6'7". It's just, what are the times that we live in, by the way? What are the times that we live in? That is the word of the year. Last year it was demure. Now, mind you, this is dictionary.com. So like Merriam-Webster, Oxford, they all have a different word of the year. Like Riz was one a few years ago, maybe even last year. Demure by dictionary.com. Last year, 2024. This year is 6'7". I don't know what to make of that news, but it's the word of the year according to dictionary.com. I would probably not say that is the word of the year, but that is what dictionary.com has ruled as the word of the year due to its scale and size and popularity over the last 2 months. Mind you, had a huge run in the early time of the year, kind of had a lull in March and April, came back before the summer, kind of had a lull, and then it just peaked in September, October. It was supposed to die in February. And it's sad to see, because now we're living in a time where dictionary.com has officially named 6'7" as the word of the year. We're going to leave it off of that. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Join the nation today, the realest community on the internet. Feel free to check out more podcast episodes. Next week, we will hopefully have a guest. We're still waiting on that schedule. And you know what? If we don't have a guest next week, it will be obviously the scheduled episode, which I think will be really fun. We'll add somebody new to the wall here. So that will be super awesome. And with that being said, Nationers, thank you guys again so much for watching episode 86 of The Realest Podcast. Banner is right behind me. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I will see you guys hopefully very soon. Peace. 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 07 and peace. Peace.